Hi, I'm Bill the Flavor Guy, and I've spent the last 40 years studying flavors made from plants and colors as well. So today we're looking at grape flavor. We also have a chocolate as well, and we're going to talk about how a flavor powder is made. So all flavors start out as a liquid. When they're in the plant, they're the essential oils that make up the actual aroma of the flavor. And of course, when you taste, you don't actually taste flavor, you taste all the other effects, the sweet, salt. To get a flavor from a liquid to a powder, you have to dry it. You either have to plate it on a dextrose molecule or starch, or you're spray drying it to a dextrose or a starch or even a gum. But no matter what, when you take a liquid and you go from a liquid to a powder, you lose a little bit of that three-dimensional structure of the flavor because you're drying it, and that means it's volatilizing and you're losing some of that. So always the best flavor to start out with is a liquid, but if you're making a powder product, that's the matrix. You got to use powder everything, which includes the flavor. So today we're going to make a grape flavored drink. It's really simple. We're going to use some flavor, but remember, when you make a flavored product, you have to add not just the water, in this case for a drink, but you also have to add some sweetness and some acidity. And because we want it to look like a grape, we're going to add a little bit of natural color as well from beets. I'm just going to weigh out or measure out 300 mLs. I'm just going to eye it. This is 300 mLs of just your, garden variety bottled water, about 8 ounces. I'm going to add a little bit of color in a second, but I'm also going to use a non-nutritive sweetener. I'm going to use our sweetener, SweetenFX. It tastes just like sugar, but it has no calories. It really fools you. 2 heaping teaspoons inside our beaker of water. You can just use a cup at home, as long as you can weigh out 8 ounces of water. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of acidity. And I'm going to use, normally in nature, it's in percentages. In nature, you'd find about 0.1 to 0.2% of acidity in what's called a still drink. So I'm just going to kind of eye it a little bit. I think about 1/8 of a teaspoon is probably plenty. If you find that that's too acidic for you, just cut it down. You don't have to weigh it out in grams or anything like that, but so that's the amount I'm using right now, just the tip of a teaspoon. You can see when I drop it in, it's not a lot. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the flavor. I'm not going to use too much of the flavor, because one thing you can do is you can always add more, but once you've added it, you can't take it back out. You got to throw it away and start over. Listen, I've been doing this for a long time, and it's one of those things where I get a feel for the flavors because I designed them, so I kind of know what their strengths are and their weaknesses and how much I can get away with or how little. So you have to practice at this. It's not something that's going to happen the first time. I think that's the biggest mistake that consumers make when they buy from Nature's Flavors website, is they buy our products and they think we can just start scooping it out and dumping it in. Well, if you do that, you will hate grapes, I promise you, after the first time. So start low, just the right amount of flavor, the right amount of sweetness, the right amount of acidity, and you will drink it or eat it again and again and again. Don't over flavor this product or any other products. If you taste this product longer than 3 to 5 seconds on your palate after you've made it, start over. It's too strong. All right, so there's our flavor, a little bit on the tip there. That actually might be a little too much because I know the flavor is pretty strong. So try to go a little shy of 1/8 of a teaspoon. And we'll drop that in. Now lastly, I'm going to add the color. And I'm adding just enough color by sight. This is a natural color made from beets, so it's high in biotin, which is really good for you. If you think the color is too light, so if you think it looks like a watermelon, just add more color. And now I'm going to stir it. And you can see that it colored up real nice. The color will be the hardest thing to get to go in, and it's not like it's not going to go in, but it's going to clump a little bit, and then it's going to kind of dissolve and go in. And now the moment of truth. There's still color floating around on the bottom, but I want to see how I did on the sweetness and the flavor and the acidity. First thing I want to do is take a smell of it. It smells like grape, and of course it looks like grape, so I want to see how far off I am. Wow, it's good. It's a little sour, so I probably put a little too much acidity in it. But the really cool thing, it's also not sweet enough. So I purposely went low on the sweetness, and I'm going to add another full teaspoon of that to it. And I bet you that's going to be just right for me. The really cool thing is if I wanted to put a vitamin in this, you know, like a B vitamin or something like that, I could fortify this with a whole bunch of stuff. I could put some potassium chloride in it, and now I have a great isotonic. You don't want to buy the stuff in the store with artificial colors, the isotonics that are there. You can make your own really easy. Just get some potassium chloride and all the things we just added, and you've got yourself a great tasting electrolyte drink for a fraction of the cost. That's really good. Well, that's it for this segment. Keep those questions coming. Until next time, this is the Flavor Guy saying adios. I don't know if I like that ending.